Hey guys, CoffinSkate here, and as you know, we had a Nintendo Direct yesterday as I'm recording this video, and I wanted to talk about all the stuff that was shown off at that Direct that that really caught my attention, and got a pretty extensive list here, so not really going to, I'm going to try my best not to, talk too much about each of these games, but this is just all the stuff that really caught my attention, so that being said, before I get into it, I do want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos and commenting and whatnot. Um, it's really mean a lot, and it's been really making me want to push to make more videos, and I'm going to try and start posting at least once a week. At least every Wednesday is what I'm aiming for, but so those are the days I have off, Wednesday and Saturday. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep a consistent, at least relatively consistent uploads at least once a week. Preferably, again, going to try and upload every Wednesday. So again, thank you for everyone who's been watching, for all the comments and whatnot, including the ones that have been telling me I look like Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. And but yeah, for those of you who are watching, who have been enjoying my content, subscribe for more content, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the game they started with, and that is Mario & Luigi Brothership. This is a brand new, Mario & Luigi RPG that looked, for one, absolutely stunning. I love the way Mario and Luigi are animated in this game. It looks absolutely incredible. And on top of that, it just looks like a really solid RPG. So I haven't really played many of the, I haven't really gone through any of the Mario and Luigi games, so I definitely want to go back and play through some of those, even though I don't think I would need to prepare for this, but at some point I definitely like to go through those. Next is a Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. This is essentially just taking parts from NES games and turning them to speed runs. It looks cool. It's supposed to replicate the Nintendo World Championships from back in the day. So it looks like it's a fun idea to be fully released as a full game, and I'm all for that. Next is Fairy Tail 2. Now, I've not played the first Fairy Tail game. I fully intend to, because a Fairy Tail turn-based RPG, or turn-based RPG based off Fairy Tail, oh hell yes. And admittedly, I haven't sat down and fully watched Fairy Tail. I do intend on doing that at some point, because I did read like a couple volumes of the manga, and I think I watched like the first 2 episodes, and so good from what I've watched, and from what I've read. So I definitely intend on watching the anime, but I definitely want to play the Fairy Tail game. I don't know how people feel about it, but I've definitely been wanting to check it out for a while. So this is definitely enough of a motivator for me to go back and play through the first game. So unfortunately, for a while it was pretty expensive, and now last I checked, it's kind of died down. So maybe I'll be able to find a copy for a relatively good price. And even so, I could, if push comes to shove, I'll just buy it off the PlayStation Store. Next is Fantasian Neo Dimension. So this is a brand new RPG that is that was done by Hironobu Sakaguchi and Ruo Uematsu, doing the music. Now, I didn't know this until I watched Happy Console Gamer's video on his reaction to the Nintendo Direct, but apparently it was an Apple Arcade game, which I did not know that. But that aside, this looks really interesting. I love the way this game looks, in that it really replicates the sort of PlayStation 1 era RPG, specifically from like that era of Squaresoft, where you had tons of games that had the pre-rendered backgrounds, stuff like Final Fantasy, of course, but also Parasite Eve. So this really caught my attention, and I definitely want to check it out. Next is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Now, I've not played Donkey Kong Country Returns. I've always wanted to, so to see that's getting an HD remaster for the Nintendo Switch that looks absolutely gorgeous, absolutely sold on this. I definitely want to check it out. I probably will wait for a sale, but if it's $60, I should say. If it's $60 on release, for sure, I'm just going to wait for a sale, because I do not want to pay $60 for a remaster. But no, it looks really good. I definitely want to check this out, because again, I've never played Donkey Kong Country Returns, and I absolutely loved playing Donkey Kong Country in the Super Nintendo, the original and the second game. So absolutely am looking forward to this. Farmagia, I think it's pronounced. It's the one that has the character designs are done by the artist for Fairy Tail. It's so funny because we were just talking about that a moment ago. But this is supposed to be like an action RPG version of Pikmin, like a much more RPG version of that game. It looks fun, you know. I love the character designs. I think the character designer for Fairy Tail, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, so I apologize, but his character designs look his or her character designs look incredible. So looks like a fun game. I'm absolutely willing to give this a shot. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. Now, I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan. I love the old school Looney Tunes stuff from, like, you know, many years ago, long before I was born. That shit is so hilarious to me. It's so funny, and to see that we're getting a Looney Tunes sports game. Now I am a little skeptical because it's being done by Game Mill, who is known for putting out just absolute crap when it comes to licensed games. But this looks like fun, and you know what? I will wait for reviews first to see how it is, but this is definitely one I'll keep an eye out for, because I love Looney Tunes, and it looks like a fun sports game, and I'm not really into the more realistic sports games, you know, like the Madden and NBA 2K and stuff like that, but more arcadey stuff, like Mario Strikers Charged, and I've always wanted to play NBA Jam, stuff like that, definitely, yeah, so stuff like that I really like. Oh, Mario Hoops 3-on-3, and admittedly Mario Sports Mix is pretty fun. So, yeah, I will definitely give this a shot. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Now, I've always wanted to play Dragon Quest. I remember playing a little bit of Dragon Quest IX on the DS, and I enjoyed what I played of that. I couldn't quite get into Dragon Quest VIII. I do remember playing that, but I couldn't quite get into it. I do want to give it another chance, though, because I'm a lot more into RPGs than I used to be. And also, at the time, like, I wasn't really into the story. It just seemed very cliche, but honestly, I definitely want to go back into it and give it another chance, because more with an open mind. But, I don't know, I've always wanted to play Dragon Quest. I mean, I have 11S on the PS4, so I definitely I'll probably try that out before I get Dragon Quest III, but this looks incredible. I've always loved the look of a lot of the HD 2D remakes and a lot of the HD 2D games that Square has done, and this game being no exception. So I'm not sure if I'll get the summer release. I mean, $60 for this game does seem like a bit of a steep price, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for this game around when it drops. Then again, it does come out in November, and there's nothing, to my knowledge, there isn't really anything that really catches my interest that's coming out in November, but I don't know, things could change, but I will definitely be on the lookout for this. Alongside that, they did announce that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are getting released for, or getting an HD 2D remake as well next year, so I'll just wait for those versions, because I mean, I have Dragon Quest 1 on the Switch. I could just play that, but now that there's an HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 coming out, I might as well just wait for those. So, next to Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. This looks like a lot of fun. It's basically taking the Metal Slug formula, or the Metal Slug characters, and to me it kind of reminds me of like Patapon in a weird way. For those of you who have seen this game and then have played Patapon, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, but it kind of reminds me of Patapon, just without like the rhythm aspect of it. I don't know, it looks like a fun game. I definitely want to try it out. Apparently it's already out, like they announced it and it dropped today, or dropped yesterday as I'm recording this, so I'll definitely give it a shot. It looks like a fun game. So, and I've always wanted to play more Metal Slug games, because I remember playing a little bit of one of the Metal Slug games on, like, one of the re-releases on the PS4, so I'll definitely give it a shot. Here's a big one. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Now, before I really get into it, let me read off the games that are included here. You get X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, and The Punisher. Now, I didn't really play much of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I have played it. I haven't played it a whole lot. I haven't installed it on my modded PS3. Admittedly, that was one of the games I modded my PS3 for, so I could play that. But now that's coming out on all platforms. It's confirmed for PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. PS4 and Switch did get a physical copy confirmed for it. So, and I did find out recently that it's being a $50 release. Which honestly, with all the games you get, plus all the features like the gallery, the being able to listen to all the music, rollback netcode for online multiplayer, which online ranked and player matches, leaderboards, stuff like that, even online play for the Punisher. Absolutely sold on this. I will definitely be picking it up when it comes out. It's supposed to be coming out this year. It's exciting because we now have a new way to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 specifically is being ported to modern platforms, so we'll be able to play it on modern platforms, not have to do stuff like mod a PS3 to play the HD version or play it through FightCade or anything. So I know crossplay isn't on this. I know for some people that'll be a I know some people are not happy with that, but honestly, it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and a lot of the other Marvel and Capcom games being available on modern platforms. That's really all that matters here. The main thing that matters here. So, no crossplay means there will be less players to come across, but honestly, that's a small price to pay for salvation in this case. So, I'll definitely be picking this up when it comes out. I know my local FGC here has probably lost their shit over this. So, but and for what it's worth, I did play a hell of a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when my dad rented it from GameFly. So, what was it GameFly? I can't remember, but I remember my dad renting Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I played the shit out of it. I thought it was a really fun game. So, I'm not great at it, but it, all for a re-release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and if it just gives me more Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm all for it. Alright, next, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Now, if you watched my multiplayer, I want to say I mentioned the Mario Party games in my 6 multiplayer games video. You guys will know I'm a huge Mario Party fan. I love the Mario Party games. Mario Party Superstars was a great sort of anniversary game. And then Super Mario Party, while it wasn't the best Mario Party game, it is a massive step in the right direction. And this is kind of continuing on with that. This game, they're doing away with like the sort of grid-based thing that they were doing with the boards in Super Mario Party, but they're adding a bunch of new mini games, new boards, including adding 2 classic boards from past Mario Party from Mario Party 1 and 2. So, this looks like a fun game, and I'm all for it. Like I said, I've been enjoying the more recent Mario Parties. Like I said, Super Mario Party was a step in the right direction, and Mario Party Superstars is one of the best ones, considering it's a bunch of classic boards and a bunch of classic mini games from past Mario Parties. So, really looking forward to this game. Next, a game that really intrigued me, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So this game is supposed to be kind of more like a classic top-down Zelda game, but this game is doing something completely out of left field in that you are actually playing as Zelda this time around. And not like Zelda Wand of Gamelon, no, nothing like that. But yeah, this is a new Zelda game where you are actually playing as Zelda, and you don't have a sword or anything. No, instead you are using like items you find in the environment for like puzzle solving and fighting enemies. It looks really interesting and is a really interesting change of pace and changing of the formula for Zelda. And honestly, I'm kind of all for it. So, admittedly, I'm honestly way behind on the Zelda games. I've only finished Wind Waker, if that says anything. So, but I definitely would like to go back and play a lot more of the Zelda games. Especially with this one coming out, it looks like a fun game. So, that being said, just because I'm thinking about it now, they did announce some more games coming to the Game Boy Advance and N64, Nintendo Switch Online stuff for the expansion pack. So for Game Boy Advance, they're adding A Link to the Past and the Four Swords combo pack game and Metroid Zero Mission. And then for N64, they're actually doing a separate mature 17 plus app for mature rated games, which I think is interesting, but I'm not against it. And the games they're adding are the original Turok and Perfect Dark, which are great choices. Absolutely love Perfect Dark. I haven't installed on my 360, and I love playing the original Turok. So great first two games, honestly. And I'd love to see stuff like Resident Evil 2. Imagine if they put Resident Evil 2, the N64 version of Resident Evil 2 on there. That would be awesome. So, and then also adding stuff like Turok 2 and stuff like that. It's also really interesting considering that Turok 1 and 2 have been re-released on PS4 and Switch in like an HD version. And then there's also the third game that's being released. And then they're also being released on Xbox. So, really interesting to see that stuff as well. But, yeah. Moving on, LEGO Horizon Adventures, which was announced at the Summer Games Fest. And I'm kind of conflicted because I shouldn't say conflicted, but it's a weird choice of a LEGO game, like a weird choice of an IP to turn into a LEGO game. But honestly, I'm not entirely against it. I love Horizon Zero Dawn, so I haven't gotten around to playing Forbidden West yet because I'm being the DLC for Zero Dawn, but I love Horizon Zero Dawn. That game was incredible. And weird choice for a LEGO game, but it looks like a fun... I'm willing to give this a chance, I'll for sure give it a chance. It looks kind of fun, and LEGO games are always a fun time. So I do love the look of this game as well, and that the environment is nothing but LEGO, and I think that's actually really, really cool. So next, Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. So this is the Miles Edgeworth game, and then a Ace Attorney game that didn't make its way over here to the US, and I'm honestly excited for that because while I'm way behind on the Ace Attorney games, I've only beaten the first one. Oh my god, those games are so cool. It's so dramatic, but so wacky at the same time. I loved that first game, and I fully intend on playing through the rest of them because, my god, that first Ace Attorney game is amazing. So, and I've heard the games just get wacky, even more insane, and more dramatic from there. So, but love that first game. I definitely want to dive more into this franchise, and to see that the Miles Edgeworth games are being released onto modern platforms, especially with one of them being initially Japan exclusive, is awesome. So now all of them will be playable on all platforms. The game will be getting a physical copy on Switch, but it's also getting released on other platforms. If you want a PS4 physical copy, you will have to import it, which has been the case since the original Ace Attorney trilogy, unfortunately. But honestly, with how good these games are, I'm fine with that. So, but yeah, I will definitely be picking this up when I get the chance, or when I'm able to. Next, a game that really caught my attention, that is the 100-Line Last Defense Academy. So this is a brand new sort of tactical RPG being made by the same team that is best known for Danganronpa, and it looks really cool. The premise sounds really interesting in that it's like some sort of alien invasion, and you enroll in a school that is dedicated to being like a last-ditch defense against these creatures. It looks really interesting. It has, while I haven't played the Danganronpa games or another game they put out, Master Detectives Archive Raincoat, some shit like that. I do intend on playing that though, because it's coming out on PS5 finally. But I love the art style or the character designs for their games. So definitely look forward to trying this out. It looks like a fun one. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the Seven. So I've never played any of the Saga games, whether it's Saga Frontier, the Romancing Saga games. What else? Like Unlimited Saga, which I know is a terrible game. There's another one on the PS2. I think it's just called Romancing Saga. I can't remember. point being, I've never played any of the Saga games, and this one looks like a fun one. So, and I know there's a new Saga game that's supposed to be coming out, and there's a demo for it, so I will try that out at some point soon. But it looks like a fun RPG, and I'm always down to try out anything from Square. So, and lastly, the big one that many of us have been waiting to see this game in action, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which is a name that goes hard. but like, wow, for one, it looks gorgeous. Graphically, it looks stunning. It looks like a next generation title, honestly, in some respects. It looks gorgeous. The gameplay looks fun as fuck. It's just, my god, you know, seeing some of the new environments, we're seeing one of the hunters from Prime Hunters in this game, which blew my fucking mind. Or at least it looks like one of the hunters from Prime Hunters. Like, this game looks like, that was something that blew my mind. I didn't think Prime Hunters would get any sort of recognition, but holy fuck. So, it looks incredible, and I will for sure be there day one. The thing that I'm afraid of is the possibility of the other Prime games going up in price because of this, but it looks incredible, and I definitely need to play the other Prime games before this one comes out. I've at least played through Prime Hunters and Prime 3, and I love those games, but I need to finish up the original Metroid Prime, which I have the remastered version of on Switch. And I also got to play Prime 2, but it looks incredible, and I cannot wait for it. It looks like a gorgeous fucking game. So there you have it. Those are all the games, just all the stuff that was shown off at the Nintendo Direct that really caught my attention. There were a few other things, but those were the main things, honestly, just all those games. And yeah, so there you have it. What are some games that, what was the game that blew your mind from this Direct? Let me know. I'd be curious to see what you guys have to say. So there you have it. There's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next video. Subscribe for more content. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And as always, I'm CoffinSkate signing off. Have a great rest of your day.